Hi there, and welcome to Sean Cameron Photographic. Thank you so much for joining me. Now, this is a warning to you because I had a calamity last week that could have been just short of a business disaster, and it was entirely my fault. I lost most of my 2020 and 21 raw images and video footage. Why? Because I was stupid. I had them on my desktop PC and then backed up to 2 external hard drives. So how did this devastating thing happen to me? Well, that's the point of this video, to tell you how easy it was. Now, let me take you back to the beginning of last year. I normally transfer my images from the camera memory to the computer, and then I work on the raw files and I save the JPEGs to the same PC hard drive. Obviously in different folders, so everything is on the PC hard drive. I then periodically back that up to 2 external hard drives. Unfortunately, with everything that occurred last year, I managed to sleepwalk myself into a massive mistake. If you remember rightly, there wasn't a lot of work on last year, so with little or no shows or events to shoot or store, I mainly did video on the PC. So the hard drive, I didn't run out of any room. So somewhat lazily, I only backed up to 1 external hard drive. After all, I still have them on my PC drive, yes? I then start to work on the videos from the external hard drive, saving that as my finished work. So everything is now on this and my main drive. In fact, this has in essence replaced my main hard drive. So that was okay until back in May when I did my 9-day show, and I ran out of room on the hard drive quite quickly. Now, to get some sympathy back in the room, I was going to the show early in the morning for about an 8 o'clock start, and I wasn't getting back until about 6 or 7 in the evening, and then I was editing until about 1 o'clock in the morning, and then rinse and repeat for the next 9 days. I was back to the original thing of transferring my images from the camera memory card to the computer, and then I was editing the raw files once again and saving the JPEGs to the same PC hard drive. Are you keeping up? So pretty on during this exhausting cycle, I started to run out of room on the computer hard drive, inevitably. So what was the solution? Well, start deleting older files. After all, they're still on the external hard drive, aren't they? Okay, I'm sure by this time you're all screaming at me, but Sean, that's only one place now. No backups. Well, do you know something? I wish you'd been with me in the office, or even better, backed up for me while I frequently fell asleep at the desk. But you weren't, were you? I was on my own, and I made the mistake. Okay, by the time the show was over on the Sunday, I started to fulfill orders and then think about my next video. At some point, I realised my error. But I didn't want to clog the computer up whilst I was still working on it by backing it up at the same time. So I looked at my diary, and Thursday seemed the day to back everything up to that second external hard drive. Do you remember the one? The one that had been sitting lonely since April 2020. So on Wednesday evening, I was transferring some files to external hard drive 1 and shuffling things around in the office when I heard a thump and realised the drive had fallen from the desk to the floor, pulling out its USB lead. Now, it's only 2.5 feet, so I wasn't that bothered. I picked it up and carried on. Next morning, I set up external 2 to receive from both PC, and more importantly, external 1, which I now plugged back in. Unfortunately, shock horror, it was just making odd noises and I couldn't access anything. Oh dear. So to cut a long story short, I sent it away, and after many roller coaster phone calls, I got the news that everything was lost. The head had scored the disc or platter, and even rebuilding the head hadn't allowed it to engage or access anything. So this, kaput. So there's nothing more to be done about it but to curse myself and plan to stop it happening again, which is far more important. Third thing I've got to do is tell you guys about it so you don't fall into the same mistake. So first job, 2 new external hard drives. Second job, get some software. I'm sorry, I know Windows 10 does it, but I don't trust it. I want it to automatically transfer any new files to both external hard drives, the new external hard drives, regardless of what I've got planned. And to transfer any new files to each other, just in case I've saved to only one. And lastly, a large third drive that receives new files from either of the other two as a master backup, if you like. Belt and braces job. The software I chose was SyncBack Pro, and I've got to say it's quite brilliant. It's easy to set up, and so far it's worked flawlessly. Anyway, let my loss be your lesson. Make sure you back up those precious memories to at least 2 drives, because as a very wise man recently said to me, if it's not backed up at least twice, it doesn't exist. And let's be honest, mine certainly doesn't anymore. So thank you so much for joining me for this sad little video, this sad little story. It's odd to ask you to like it, but please do. I'll be back soon with a video about the Canon R6 and, you know, some further fun with the Nikon Z7 II when it goes head to head with the legendary D850 and even a Golden Eagle thrown in for good measure. So thank you so much for joining me. And if you like it, like it. And if you really like it, do you know what I'm going to say, guys? Try on that subscribe button because it means a lot to me. Okay, see you soon. Take care.